comet, asteroid, or something else? A Harvard astrophysicist believes there's a strong likelihood
it came from the blackness between the stars, silent, fast, and without warning. Hurtling through space at over 160,000 miles per hour, the object designated 3I Atlas wasn't part of our solar system. It never had been. It was a stranger, a visitor, and it was headed straight toward the sun. Only 2 other confirmed interstellar objects had ever been detected by humanity: Oumuamua in 2017, and 2I Borisov in 2019. Both had sparked fascination and fierce debate. Oumuamua, with its cigar-like shape and strange acceleration, had ignited whispers of alien technology. Borisov, with its more comet-like behavior, had reassured some skeptics. But 3I Atlas, it felt different from the very beginning. Something about it unsettled even seasoned astronomers, discovered just a few months ago by a survey telescope in Hawaii. Atlas didn't behave the way celestial bodies usually do. It changed velocity. It shifted reflectivity. It exhibited a wobble. That couldn't be explained by known physics alone. And unlike Oumuamua, which passed through our system without much photographic clarity, Atlas was different in one terrifying way. It was getting closer. News broke quietly, almost reluctantly. NASA issued a short press release, technically accurate, but sterile. Interstellar object of interest has been identified. That was it. No mention of its speed. No comment on its composition. No attempt to frame it for the public. That silence did not go unnoticed. Online, however, space-watching forums lit up like wildfire. Amateur astronomers digging through publicly available data streams began noticing inconsistencies. Observation timestamps didn't match. Spectral data was incomplete. Coordinates that should have been open access were curiously missing from the archives. Something was being held back, and then came the leak. A message brief, chilling surfaced on a private astrophysics mailing list. AI-enhanced imagery of 3I Atlas shows non-random reflective geometry. Internal classification, pending level. 3, containment protocol. The message was signed by someone inside NASA, but the name was redacted by the time it made its way to the public. Screenshots were scrubbed within hours. Forums went dark. IP addresses were flagged. Someone didn't want this out, but it was too late. A handful of frames blurry, distorted, clearly enhanced by neural processing, began circulating in encrypted threads. And what they showed was confusing, fascinating, disturbing. This was not just a comet. It was something else. Something that seemed shaped, deliberate, possibly even engineered. The internet buzzed with theories, most dismissed as fantasy. But inside certain corridors at NASA, the mood had shifted from scientific curiosity to something far more serious. They appeared first as a handful of still frames grayscale, grainy, digitally enhanced by proprietary AI imaging tools. The anonymous whistleblower claimed they came straight from NASA's Deep Space Infrared Processing Array, and the file headers seemed to confirm it, time-stamped, encrypted, internally flagged as classified Level 3. At first glance, the object looked like any irregular celestial body, until you noticed the patterns, not chaotic, not random. The surface bore signs of symmetry, parallel ridges, angled depressions, and a set of hexagonal shapes repeating along the object's equatorial line. To those who knew what they were looking at, this wasn't just geology. This looked engineered. The AI-enhanced thermal overlays were even stranger, instead of a uniform heat signature. There were pulses, cold zones, and hot patches flickering in a pattern that some said resembled a communication cycle. Natural objects don't pulse like that. They don't reflect light with mirror-like precision. And they don't appear to rotate with near-perfect angular momentum. The comparisons to asteroids and comets broke down almost immediately. It doesn't match any known spectral profile, one astronomer wrote anonymously, and the reflectivity curve is wrong. It's just wrong. Internally, panic set in. NASA servers were locked down, access credentials revoked. Emails bounced back with cryptic firewall codes. Data channels that had been open for decades suddenly went dark. But it wasn't just what the images showed. It was what came next that sent a chill down every spine at Mission Control. The leaked images sent ripples through the scientific community like a shockwave. Respected astronomers and astrophysicists who managed to glimpse the frames were left stunned, some struggling to process what they saw. Others quietly shaken. Dr. Alina Ramirez, a veteran planetary scientist, confessed in a rare off-the-record interview, "If this is real, it's rewriting the playbook on what we thought we knew about interstellar objects." Yet the reactions were far from unanimous. While some experts openly grappled with the data, others retreated into silence. Several refused to comment, their usual curiosity replaced by an unusual wariness. It wasn't just skepticism, it was something heavier, as if the images had touched on something deeper, something unnerving. Inside NASA, a former engineer who requested anonymity painted an even darker picture. "This is the first time I've seen fear in a data room," they said quietly. "Not the excitement of discovery, real fear. Like we're staring into something that challenges everything we've believed." The divide grew sharper. Some specialists argued it was a data glitch or artifact created by the AI enhancement. Others whispered that this wasn't an accident or error. It was a message, a signal, maybe even a warning. Some say 3IATLAS is simply a natural object with an unfamiliar crystalline structure. Something formed in the cold reaches of deep space, shaped by forces we barely understand. Perhaps its strange reflections and pulses are caused by rare minerals or ice formations reacting oddly as it nears the sun. This theory leans on the idea that the universe still holds surprises in its chemistry and physics, waiting for us to uncover. Others propose a far darker possibility, that 3I Atlas is an artifact from a long-dead civilization, drifting silently through the cosmos as interstellar debris, remnants of a technology so advanced it defies our understanding. Now, a ghost ship. In the void, its explanation feeds into the imagination and raises profound questions. If true, what stories does it carry? What secrets lie hidden beneath its mysterious surface? Then there's the idea that it's an active probe, using reflective surfaces not by chance but by design. Some speculate these patterns are a form of communication or navigation, a beacon sent deliberately. Perhaps to observe, maybe even to warn? Could this object be the universe's first contact, arriving not by accident but with intent? Meanwhile, conspiracy forums buzz with louder claims. It's watching us, some whisper, it's a warning. Yet even amid wild speculation, experts remind us to be cautious. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence, and so far, proof remains elusive. NASA's official statement was cautious but unnerving. It warned of possible, unpredictable debris trajectories and called for international coordination to monitor 3I Atlas closely. The language was carefully chosen, deliberately vague, yet clearly signaling concern. It was unlike any advisory for a routine space rock behind closed doors. However, leaked internal memos told a darker story. They referenced containment, protocols usually reserved for classified anomalies, and orbital deflection contingency scenarios that suggested serious preparation for something potentially catastrophic. These weren't just precautionary measures, they were emergency plans, almost overnight. All public telescope feeds tracking 3I Atlas were shut down. Websites that had streamed live footage went silent. Amateur astronomers who had been eagerly observing found their access blocked without explanation. It was as if the object itself had vanished from public view, swallowed by an official blackout. One insider, speaking under the condition of anonymity, revealed the stark truth. They know it's not natural, they just don't know what it is yet. Fear, uncertainty, and urgency filled the halls of mission control. The narrative had shifted from curiosity to crisis. What if 3I Atlas isn't a lone traveler? What if it's just the first of many an advanced scout, or a warning signal from the depths of space? The possibility that more such objects are hurtling toward us forces us to reconsider everything we thought we knew about our cosmic neighborhood. This could redefine intelligence itself, not just as life forms, but as entities capable of surviving eons across interstellar distances, adapting and communicating in ways we've never imagined. Suddenly, our place in the universe feels smaller, more vulnerable, yet somehow more connected. Behind the scenes, global scientific bodies are quietly reevaluating their SETI protocols. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence might have just taken a seismic shift from hopeful listening to urgent preparation. The dark forest. Theory: a chilling hypothesis that civilizations remain silent to avoid detection by potentially hostile neighbors stakes on new weight. 3i Atlas is breaking that silence. What does it want? Contact. Warning. Something else entirely. Is it just a cold rock drifting from a distant star system? Or is it the first breadcrumb leading us toward something far greater? Something that challenges every assumption we've ever held? As we zoom out, the vastness of space feels both awe-inspiring and suffocating. Filled with silence, yet brimming with unknown possibilities. For the first time in human history, we're not just looking out into the void something might be looking back. The truth remains shrouded, cloaked in mystery and shadow. And as 3i Atlas hurtles closer, set to make its nearest pass in just weeks, the images we've glimpsed so far may only be the beginning. What lies beyond those AI-enhanced frames could change everything, or unravel the fragile thread of cosmic certainty we cling to.